What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So I know this is pretty soon. I did not expect to get this skin this early, but yes, I do have possession of the Qq9 Moonlight Prestige. So this was one of the blueprints that I actually wanted to review the most for this season. And that's mainly because, of course, the Qq9 has always been one of my favorite SMGs. If anything, it's the SMG that I have like the most kills with. I should have like around 40,000 kills. So yeah, this is one weapon I really did not want to miss, especially when it's a prestige skin. So of course, there is an original Moonlight skin that was actually originally supposed to be a Garena and I think Chinese COD Mobile exclusive, but of course they moved it over to the global version. I'm not sure if this was tied to like any sort of collaboration, at least not from what I could see. But this one skin was one of them that I wanted the most, especially when it came to the original one. Anyone out there that collects Qq9 skins, whether it be legendary, epic, or so on, probably would agree with me that the Moonlight would probably be the best legendary skin that the Qq9 has ever received, aside from the Albatross. Some could argue that the Albatross is the best legendary skin for the Qq9. I know there's a lot of positive reviews about it. But I would say in terms of effects and everything, I would say the Moonlight has always been the best one. So with a gun that already has amazing effects, how did they manage to, I guess, improve upon that? So they did quite a few things. I know they've been kind of evolving these prestige skins a little bit further. It used to be just a different coloring with a slightly more, I guess, prestigious effect, no pun intended. But they kind of been going a little bit more above and beyond with these prestige skins. A good example of this would probably be the AMAX Red Death Prestige. So if you guys seen that one, it's basically kind of like this greenish ether crystal type of skin now. They changed the colors to green, and you know, the death effects, while they may not be the best, I guess the appearance is what matters the most, I guess. You know, it kind of looks like weaponized 115, or like I said, a green ether crystal. So they have at least been trying to improve upon like just even the models themselves, and just like instead of just changing the colors of the iron sight or just changing the colors of the body or just the effects. So with this one, it's a little bit more different because this time around, they did do some stuff to the body of the weapon, but at the cost of camo coverage. So what I mean by that is when you put a camouflage such as Ether Crystal or Damascus, whatever the case may be, if you do put it on the original Moonlight, it does cover basically the entire weapon other than just the iron sights, unless you're using Dream Aurora. But when it comes to this one, it's been replaced so that the body doesn't get covered with the camo. Instead, the iron sights and anywhere that has like that shining platinum finish on the gun, that's where basically the camo is going to be. They most likely did this mainly just to have those effects on the body shine, but the problem is that with the seasonal camos, it doesn't really matter because those effects kind of just go away. If you're using Damascus or just the normal completionist camos, basically non-seasonal camos, you're going to be able to see the effect, which is cool, but like most of the good camos are basically from the seasonal camo section, so yeah, it could kind of be a bad thing, depending on the person's preference. That's why I recommended for all of you guys that do have it, just use Dream Aurora. I mean, that's basically the best answer I can give you if you want to use a seasonal camo. But of course, if you don't care, I mean, you could obviously use Ether Crystal or Power Nova. I mean, those camos still look pretty good that cover the iron sight. So yeah, it sucks that we can't have the camo cover the entire thing. But, I mean, kind of having on an iron sight is kind of a unique concept that we don't really have that often. And I'm not really sure why they make it so that seasonal camos take off a lot of the effects for like a legendary or mythic. I kind of feel like that's unfair, but I mean, maybe it's to reduce performance issues, or maybe the game's just not built to have two different animations coming out at the same time. But I mean, I don't know. So for the other effects, they did change it to the color purple instead of having it as like orange, which honestly it kind of matches with Ether Crystal. I mean, I do recommend putting that camo on because it does like match the effects. They added some extra noises to the death effects as well as the reload. Honestly, they sound a lot more cleaner than the original legendary skin. Even when it comes to inspecting the weapon, they usually have like some unique sound for most of those weapons, but for this one, it's just it's extremely clean. I would say the looks are just absolutely amazing. The only downside, like I said, is the camo coverage, but that's mainly because there's a lot of effects around the body and the stock of the weapon. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But again, like I said, it's a unique concept to have camos cover the iron sights. That's, you know, that's not diamond or the Aurora Borealis. I just kind of wish that with completionist camos, COD Mobile would change it so that it covers everything, especially with Damascus, make it more worth grinding. But of course, that's a topic for another video. But you guys are probably wondering how I got this thing so fast. So the way I did it was I basically, with that double legendary character draw, I decided, like, I think it costed like 8,100 COD points to get like both of them. So I just bought both of them and they basically both counted towards the prestige. And then I got the Tundra and that basically makes 3 and I was able to unlock this skin. It's a pretty cheap way to do it. I mean, if there's a draw that that's cheap, you could probably just wait until like the next season if it's still going to be available. So you could just get the prestige skin a little bit, like, it'll be a little bit less costly for you to get it. Funny thing is that there used to be this glitch where, let's say a draw that already came out lets you kind of get the draw again, so you just basically get like refunded and you would have like one count just basically for free. I kind of miss those days, but I guess they figured out people could exploit that, so we don't have that anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I kind of wish that was still a thing. Maybe people would afford like these prestige legendaries a little bit better. If I were to be able to judge whether or not this is like one of the top legendary prestige skins, I mean, I would say it probably ranks as like one of the top 10, maybe maybe top 5, depending on how you see it. But I know there's a lot of people that favor different stuff, like let's say the Death Scythe Prestige, or even maybe the NA45. I know some crazies out there believe that's a better skin, or maybe even the Meltdown Prestige. I would say the Meltdown Prestige is probably the best one, but yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think about this new legendary prestige skin. I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, have a wonderful day.